All right, good morning, class. Today we're going to do the dimensioning for our elevation. So the first thing we'll do is we'll start at the grade level and we'll make the grade level. Right now I've got the floor, the finished floor level right there. That's what that is considered. So what I'm going to do is just drop that line. I'm going to do an offset of 6 inches, which isn't much, and then drop it right down below right here. And then I'm going to take that line and just stretch it all the way across here. Okay, now that line is going to stay solid. We're going to change some of these other lines. Okay, and off the top of my head, I cannot remember what line I'm supposed to use, so I'm going to pause it and go look that up real quick. All right, so I found the line. We need to use a long dash, short dash line. Okay, so I'm going to click on that line, or maybe I don't need to click on it just yet, but what I do have to do is import some new lines. There's your line types right in here. We're going to go to Other, and then we're going to go to Load, and we're going to find long dash, short dash. This is it right here, long dash, short dash. There's actually two of them, or no, that one's a long dash, short dash, long dash. So we're going to use this one, ACAD underscore ISO 08W100. It's up at the very close to the top, okay? Very close to the top of all of your lines. Click OK. Then I'm just going to click OK here, and I'm going to try it out on this line to see if we need to scale it up or down. And while I'm at it, I need to come down here where my scale is at. 'Cause this is where your scale is going to be most evident, is when you start annotating. Okay, so I need to come down here and change this to a 1/4 1 size. Okay. And then I'm going to click on that line and go up here to the line type selector and select that particular line. Okay, so I'm clicking on it, and I can see that that particular line needs to be of a different scale because it's not even coming out. It's not even showing what it is. Okay, so I'm going to right click over one of those grips and go to Properties, and then come to our scale right here, line type scale. So I'm thinking I have to go downwards. So let's try to put in a 0.5. See how that looks. Okay, that did not help it any. Okay, let's try a 0.1. Okay, 0.1 is starting to come out. It still looks kind of big. Let me try one other thing here. Since I drew that line before I changed the scale, that might have something to do with it. So I'm just going to draw a line using that line type. Let me go ahead and change it to that. Oops. Okay, see what it does here. Okay. Now, it is the actual, scale of the line that's the problem. So delete all that. You don't have to do that, what I just did. Okay, so we need to take this down a little bit smaller, actually. So I'm going to take it down to a 0.05. And that looks better, but gosh, it's got to go even smaller than that, 0.01. That's a little bit too small. 0.03. Let's go with 0.03. So you want to scale these lines at 0.03. All right, so this is my bottom, my finished floor line. I'm going to stretch it. Now you want to stretch it. It wants to be even with this line here. Everything is stacked evenly, one on top of the other. All right, we are going to change the value of that also with over here with our line transparency by layer. Okay, right here, let's just put in 50 for now, see what 50 does for transparency. And of course we have to hit the escape button to kind of get off of it. Okay, maybe a little darker, so put it on 75 right here in the transparency. Okay, did I Actually, no, I didn't do anything. I had to hit the enter button. So 75 and enter. No, I'm going in the wrong direction. I should be putting in 25. Enter. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so that's what we want to, basically we want to make it 25% less visible, if you want to look at it that way. Now remember, this one was our wall height. Okay, so I want to make this line even with that one because all of our lines need to be perfectly even. All right, and I'm going to change this line to also this one. All right, and then I'm going to have to change its scale to 0.03 and then transparency to 25, just like we did the other one. So there might be somewhere that you want to write stuff like that down, you know, so that you can remember it, because you're going to be placing more of these as well, okay? And that's kind of when you're working in AutoCAD, you want to do stuff like that. Take a lot of notes on what you're doing, okay? I'm going to stretch this line. This is our wall level. I want it to be even right here. Now our wall level, remember, is just slightly higher than the top of the fascia, but we want to truly represent it that way, okay? Even though it's very small, we're going to do it that way. It's kind of a, you know, CMA. I don't know if you know what that means, but that's what it is, okay? It's got cover your grounds or whatever. Okay, so we got those two levels, and because this is a single-story house, that's really the only 2 or 3 levels that we need. Everything is the same. All the wall heights are the same, so we don't need more than one wall height. So as far as our vertical dimensions are done. We just have to kind of do some detailing on it a little bit. One, of course, is to put the elevation dimension symbol at the end right here. So we're going to take a circle tool, use the circle tool. And let me see, I'm going to start with a 6-inch circle. That's too small. Okay, let's take it to a 12-inch. I wonder if I can change. Yeah, I can. Radius right here, you can change in the properties. I'm going to do 12-inch. That's bigger. That's more visible. And what do I do with that circle? I'm going to place it right here on the end of that line. The center of it should go right at the end of that line. Then I'm going to put some divisions in it. And I'm basically drawing 2 sets of lines that kind of cross, that make a cross into the circle. And then I'm going to go to the hatch tool. I'm going to go back up to the top to the solid hatch right there. And hatch the top right. I mean top left. That's the top left, sorry. Top left and bottom right. Okay. And let me see what the transparency is. Of course, it doesn't look bad like that. But typically, there's no call for transparency on that. Okay. So that is our the first, or the top of wall. And now I'm going to take this, and if you wanted to, you can actually make a block out of that. So it's smart to do that so that you have reference to those, and you can, you know, later on when you're doing projects on your own, you know, you can go and get those and put them in your plans. So we'll go ahead and make a block out of that. So this is elevation dimension. I'm going to make the base point the center. Then I'm going to select it. Okay, but I'm also going to deselect this line right here. Let's see, I can't remember which one deselects. Select objects, and it's not telling me. Usually it puts the little plus symbol on there, or plus or minus symbol. But let's do this. Let's select that, and then hit enter. Now we just have, okay, I messed it up. Okay. Let's create another block out of it. And I'll have to put a 2 after it because now I've already got a elevation dimension, just elevation dimension. This one's going to have to be a 2. Okay, so specify that point, and then click here, and then hit enter. And now that is one block. All right, so I could take that block, and actually I think I did draw it a little bit large at 12 inches. Probably 6 inches would have been better. Oops, I meant to copy that. So let's go to copy. But it's not a big deal that we made it slightly larger than it needs to be. Okay. All right, so now we need to know what these lines are. So we have to label them. And here I've got this grade line down at the bottom, and I need to label the grade line too. It's kind of running into the, obviously it's running into the symbol there. So I need to put a 45-degree angle in there somewhere. So how do I do that? I'm going to go to Modify. I'm going to break the line. Actually, let me hover over this one. I don't use it. Breaks the selected object between 2 points. Okay, so I'm just going to do this one because I want to select the points that I want to break it at. And when you do break points, and if you have several different levels, you want to make them all, you want to break them all at the same place. Again, there's that alignment thing. So I'm going to click it there, and I'm going to break it over here somewhere. Actually, it broke over there where I clicked it originally. So let me go ahead and create another one, which you'll need 2 of them anyway. Okay. Okay, we're going to raise this one up. I want it to be at 45 degrees. It's not giving me a readout for the angle. So we'll kind of have to guess at it. Probably right in there. All right, and then take this one, move it up, keep it in line with the one under it, and then take the ball, put it right there, take this one, stretch it out to right here. Okay, now I've got room to write. Okay, so on this one, and there's a couple of different ways you can do this. And I'm going to show you one way. So we need a text tool. I don't know what the text is set at on this particular drawing. Let's go and take a look. It's set on standard. Let's put it on annotative, select the text tool and see, and that looks like about a good size. So our text is going to be good. All right, so we're going to put the name on the top line. So this one is just going to be, let's put it about right here. Okay, and we're going to abbreviate this, all capital letters. Everything has to be capital on here. T, period, O, period, W, period. That stands for top of wall. Okay, and because we only have one top of wall, we don't need to put anything else for that. Okay, next thing we want to put below that, we want to get it lined up really well. I might have to come back and line it up because I'm not getting a reference on here. Use the crosshairs to kind of line it up. Okay, and this is going to be at 8 feet 0 inches, and we always do it like that. We always put feet and inches even if there are no inches. Okay, and click off of it. Now we need to kind of move it around a little bit. And sometimes you have to zoom in to get it to move, and then sometimes you have to move it first and then come back and move it again. Okay, and it's not quite lined up, so see if we can get a reference there. No. It's probably because I don't have something turned on that I need to have turned on. So let's go in here and look. Node, quadrant. Well, it looks like I've got pretty much everything turned on. I'm going to turn on node, see if that helps. Okay, so see if I can pick up a way to line this. Probably not. I do see I need to bring it over just a little bit to the left. Okay, so line it up as best you possibly can. One way for sure to get it is to just draw a line. Okay, so that's pretty good right there. Okay, if I stretch that out, okay, so that T touches the line. I can actually scoot this one over just a little bit. Watch the bottom part of that 8 touches the line, and there we go. Okay. And I probably should have left that line there. Let's go ahead and put a line there. Instead of relying on our intuition to line that up, let's go ahead and draw one all the way down. Okay, so this one is going to be finished floor level. There's different ways of labeling that as well. I typically label it as level 1. Okay, and that simply is just what I'm about to put on there. All caps again. Whoops, those aren't caps. Okay, so that's level 1. Alignment, yeah, alignment's good. It kind of looks off the further away from it that you are. And what is its measurement? Well, its measurement is obviously 0 feet, 0 inches. Okay, and let's actually move it a little bit. We don't want it on the line up above it. There we go. Try to move it the same distance as the word above it is. So it might need to move it a little bit more. Again, zoom in if you want to get more accurate movements. Okay, and then here, this is grade. Doesn't really matter if you put it above or below it. I'm going to put it below it. I think it just looks better that way. So that's grade. Now we can get rid of this. Okay, so now we have our dimensions. That is how you dimension all of your elevations. Okay, remember there's going to be 4 elevations. There's going to be 1 on each side. And that's how you would dimension that, just like so. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to annotate some of this stuff. So that should be, kind of a quick video. Let me see how much time we have. Okay, we're already over 17 minutes, so let's go ahead and shut this video down now, and we'll do another video with annotations.